This will change how people use AI.
In this case, it's going to extract the data and then put it in a Python formula, which can never go wrong. It's like typing 2 plus 2 in a calculator. It will always be 4. It will never hallucinate.
Fundamentally, I could have been doing 3 emails in the meantime and come back to it and would have done exactly the same results.
Welcome to the Executive AI Show, the podcast about concrete AI usage in the life of an executive. Let's go!
Hi, Thomas. Today you wanted to share with us a workflow that you've done with Claude in Excel. So you went back to Microsoft Office for this because Claude created this native plugin for Excel, and you wanted to try it out, and you wanted to share with us today one of the first things you've done with it, and how it really helped you, and you would have never been able to do this manually, or it would have taken you days before.
Actually, the story is that over the weekend, a friend of mine came at home, and he had seen some of the other posts that we posted, and he came at home and he said, "Hey, I've been trying to use Copilot to do this kind of task that I'm trying to do. It doesn't work. So AI doesn't work. It's not good at that. It's hallucinating." And so the use case was he had a bunch of invoices of 24 and 25, and in PDF. That he wanted to basically put back into an Excel to see how much the costs were per there's different location, blah, blah, blah. So analyzing PDFs, putting it in Excel would have taken him half a day to do this properly. And he said, look, I tried Copilot. He's a big Microsoft guy, and it doesn't work. He showed me the attempts, didn't work. So I was like, okay, this is a perfect test for our friend Claude Code. So if I share you some of the invoices, I did hide a little bit of the information so that we anonymize it. But basically what you have is it's an invoice with, there's different locations, as I mentioned, the amount of hours, the tariffs, and so on and so on. And he has a bunch of these invoices. So let's rerun this and let's see if Claude does it as well as it did over the weekend. So I'm going to share you an empty Claude environment, and I'm going to just first load, you see my screen, right? Yes. So I'm going to add a couple of the files just to see if everything goes as expected. So he had this bunch of files. So I basically took initially a bunch, like 3-4 of them. I uploaded it, and I told him using Whisper. So here are a bunch of invoices. I would like to analyze them. Could you look up what's in there and try to analyze what you can see, and we'll discuss about the table we want to create and the type of analysis we want to have. You do not need to give me any of the details about the invoicing address and so on. Keep this anonymous for now. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to send it, ship that, and then after a few seconds, it's going to think. So basically what he's doing now is extracting. All right, he's doing it. So you can see cleaning services, 5 months of January, February, November. Key facts, the hourly rate, the VAT, payment terms, and the amount of hours. Remember locations. So exactly, so that's in line with what I have. So you're asking me what I want. It's like, okay, to do a monthly. I want 1 and 2, 4. So again, he's going to run that.
And so it's already starting to show us why this is different from traditional AI, because here it says, okay, I'm going to prepare all the parse data in Python, which is the difference between a traditional LLM where you just ask a question and it gives you an answer in plain text. And it's this probabilistic thing of AI that just gives you the best probability answer that matches your prompt. In this case, it's going to extract the data from the PDFs and then put it in a Python formula, which can never go wrong. It's like typing 2 plus 2 in a calculator. It will always be 4. It will never hallucinate. And so this is already one of the big differences with AI as we used to know it, and as most people still use it when they just go in ChatGPT and ask a question.
I think that's one of the big differences with I think agents, where you still keep the AI, which predicts what you want. Here, what you also do is you have a combination of a skill, which is instructions that you give, an SOP, and the ability to do proper calculation, so real calculation, and that's the Python code. So if you put any process, which is this, right? I'm going to tell him what to do, and afterwards maybe I'm going to tell to do it every week, every year, whatever. This is the skill, which is how I like it to do, my SOP, my standard operating process. I'm going to tell him what kind of calculations I want every time, which is going to be document in Python code, which is going to run no hallucination, nothing else. And then you'll have the conclusions that the LLM does very well. It's like, okay, now that I know these numbers, now that I know what is good or not good, I can give you a report which looks very smart because that it's then easy. I think that's the big difference with agents and how most people use it is like to correct an email or things like that. Here, I'm dropping things, and what I
This
really
already looks
like,
pretty
yeah,
magical.
pretty magical. What I like is this is the part that he's gonna fill up at some point because that's what he did the weekend as well, uh, where he basically takes all of the lines. So here is he took that by location. That the only thing you still need to do is kind of open these things, but I mean, honestly, it's nothing compared to what otherwise would have taken me. He's still working, so let him. He's compacting, which means that what compacting means is that he is summarizing so that he can continue because they still have a little bit this limitation about how much information they can store and work with without losing track. So compacting is like, okay, I'll make an executive summary of what I just done so that I can refer back to it. Let me see if he has. Yeah, I see. That's fantastic. That is what would have taken ages. Is going invoice by invoice, copying this one by one without any mistakes or anything like that. And so here you have the 4 months. And then what I'm going to tell him afterwards, like, okay, this looks good. I want to do this for invoices of 24, and I also have the invoices of 25. And then here it's probably done an analysis. It's starting to work on that, most likely, the analysis location by location. So we'll let it run for a few more minutes. But as you can see, for example, so what's interesting is I told him to be anonymous so that the person I did this for doesn't show up. So yeah.
It seems that it's even resizing the columns for you. In fact, that's what it says at least. It created a chart. Where did it create it? In the... Wow.
Cost location.
And again, like this is once more the difference between if you take the other opposite, instead of a LLM, you could say, okay, we're just going to take a Python thing that analyzes with OCR, finds the numbers, just puts them in a table. No, here it's capable of making analysis and recommendations and really having the intelligence and the analytical pure data skills, and the combination of two is amazing.
And what's interesting is also, I mean, now we've been looking at it working, but fundamentally, I could have been doing 3 emails in the meantime and come back to it and would have done exactly the same results. Me looking at this doesn't influence it anymore. So what I'm going to tell him is that I'm going to share, okay, I have the invoices for 2024 and 2025. I would like us, now that we have this overall framework or structure, I would like to upload everything in it and that you do these analysis for the 2 years back to back. So here I have the instruction. And now I just need to upload all of the information. So I'm going to reload 2025. So normally you should be smart enough to know that it's this. And I'm going to load all the invoices of 2024. Let's see if it takes all of that. Should be quite a few invoices. Took them all. You cannot do more than 16 files. So I'll have to, okay. Let me do 2025 first. And then I'll share 2020 last. But let me drop in 2025 here. Boom, he's going to work on that.
Nice.
And so, I mean, we can wait for the end result, but we know what's coming out. I mean, I can give you the file, but fundamentally, this is how people don't use AI yet. This is pretty new, but these are the kind of things you have so many use cases, whether it's looking at CVs, whether it's looking at offers, looking at so many things. This will change how people use AI, and if you can start to automate these things, what they call cron jobs. Like every Monday at this time, you do this, and it does the analysis. What we discuss with our opportunities and leads coming in and doing some analysis on it. It's just mind blowing where this is all going. Yeah. So in the end, what it gave is this. So all the invoices per month, the summary of the year, like I wanted, by month, the detailed analysis of 25, and the summary of 24. So, I mean, it took us with all the thinking and so on, 15 minutes, and you have everything that would have taken probably an hour, and I don't know how many errors in that file from copy pasting stupidly. And so yeah, so this is the kind of things that this new plugin of Claude Code can really help companies, and they do it better than Microsoft would do it themselves in Excel, which is mind blowing.
Thank you for listening to the Executive AI Show. If you liked what you just heard, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who'd find it valuable too. See you in the next one. Have a great day.